Okay, so I'm back with a painting shirt on. Now, what I have is that purple can, that purple paint I showed you earlier. Now, this can's been in my garage for nearly 10 years, okay? Nearly 10 years. That paint's in pretty good shape. Nice vintage. No, I'm not going to taste it. But okay, so this is what's going to go on. What I'm doing is I'm just pulling the paint across the surface and spreading it out, trying to get the edges, okay? There's a blob on the edge here, but I'm not going to be too concerned about it. Try to paint on a horizontal surface. You can see the more I stroke it, the better it looks, okay? The first couple of strokes aren't going to look so great, but the idea is to try and paint it. Now the edge isn't fully primered. That wasn't the idea here. The idea is to give a beginner a chance at doing a great job here. The more I pull, the cleaner that looks, and that's only the first coat. You want a nice, clean, straight stroke on your first coat, okay? Nice and clean, nice and straight. See, there's a blob on the corner there, okay? I'm not gonna care. That's in the primer, that's not in the paint. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish this. So just a little dip and spread out the paint. Remember, you're doing this for the first time as a DIYer, okay? You're not the professional painter, but you are a DIYer and you're pretty good and careful. All right, this is looking really nice. Now you can see how I'm just pulling across the surface to get it nice and clean. And what I'm doing is I'm removing that ripply effect from Alien, right? No, I'm just removing the ripples in the paint and trying to get decent coverage. So again, you know, I'm not going to do this like a professional painter would, where I'm going to spend an hour or two prepping the surface. Just not going to do it. What I'm here to do to show you today is that you can do a great job. Okay? That's the whole idea, that you can do a great job. All right? You can do it. You can do this. That is one coat of purple. One coat. Imagine what 2 coats will look like, or 3 coats. It's going to look good. I know it will. So that is what that looks like with a $3 or $4 paintbrush. Okay, you can do this. So that's purple. Now, let's try something different. All right, let's try the green bear paint, the old bathroom paint that I had. What we're going to do is we're just going to put this paintbrush down and we're going to put the lid just back on this paint just for now. Okay, and then we're going to put this aside. So already we got a great job on one of these surfaces. Wow, this dirty old can. Dirty, dusty old can. But there was enough paint that it was worth saving. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these paints. These are the original Home Depot paints that Home Depot offered us for our cabinets, which are the wrong paints. Not unless you primered and prepared. You know, they were just telling us, oh, just take this home and paint over it. Yeah, no. That's not how paints work. Wow, that is sealed. You can hear it creaking as I'm popping the lid open. The more I creak, the more dust comes up. You know, it's really like Okay, now the two-tool method is really starting to shine here. Wow, look at that. Now that's a color, right? And it's a good tough paint. I know it is because it stretches. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my roller out. Okay. And I'm just going to roll the lid real quick. Then I'm going to set it on that surface. Now this one I haven't really sanded, okay? I'm not going to sand this one. I'm just going to give it that rough look, okay? I'm going to make it look rough to give it some character. And this is what you should do. You should take little pieces of your cabinet, some old shelves that you might have laying around in the garage, and take the time and give them a really nice looking surface. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this aside again, and I'm going to show you what this one looks like. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that fantastic? Look at that. And that's only one coat. One coat, not two, one coat. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? You could let this dry, you could put this right back up, and you'd have a shelf. But, you know, 2-3 coats would probably be a pretty good idea. And I dripped green paint. Oops. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that one aside just for a moment. And let's see here, what can we do here? We have a third one. Oh, I have a towel somewhere. Yes, I do. Okay, towel, right? Towel. Brush. Now, this has waited long enough for coat number 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that paint I put aside and do coat number 2. It's over here. Got plenty of time for coat number 2. I am not worried about the purple blending in with the green. I am not going to be concerned about that. My goal is just to create a nice finish that you might find acceptable for your DIY project. what you want to do is you want to make sure that the entire surface is wet. So get your eyeballs down low against the surface and make sure you apply paint everywhere and got the shelf wet, right? You're looking for wet. And then pull the paint across it in long strokes. Long strokes. There's a deep spot in there, so I'm just going to fill it and then pull the paint across it in long strokes. Looks like the green is showing through, so I'm just going to pull across there. Okay, so because we have air movement out here, that's looking really good. Yes, the green is showing through. We're going to need 3 coats of paint because I goofed, right? Spilled paint on the other sample because I had one sample too close to the other sample. Yeah, paint spills. It does. Get used to it. Paint spills. Okay. So, that's going to need maybe 3 coats. Now we got this one, okay? This one I am going to sand a little bit, okay? So let's see here. Let's grab another 400 here. Okay. And I'm working outdoors. So when you're working outdoors, plan on getting bugs in it. Bugs will walk across your work. They will. They always do. But I've done this enough times to know that when I work outside, it dries a lot faster because you have a constant breeze. And you can get a pretty nice effect out of your work. Okay, so here we go again. Any thickness in the surface you want to sand out. Any blobs or hops in the paint you want to sand out. So I'm giving this one a really nice extra sanding, okay? Brush it off with your hand and then brush it off with a brush or a cloth, right? Get all the dust off. There's a spot there where the primer came off. I'm not going to worry about it. So you can see that spot, like right there. Now, so that's my wife's bathroom paint. And that's fine. That's the purple one. That's fine. Interior flat, paint primer. Nope. Nope, 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 no flat paint here. I'm gonna put that one away. Can't do that one. This is a stain and sealer, okay? It's a white stain, okay? A white stain. So this is a completely different product from what these are, okay? It's a stain. Will it work? Yeah. Will it seal the wood? Yeah, it'll seal it from spills and other problems. So, what happens if I use a stain and sealer on this primer, right? So I'm going to show you this. This is Valspar's One Coat Paint and Sealer. Right? I've used this before in the bathroom. It's actually quite nice. Okay, 2 tools to open the lid. 2 tools, not 1, but 2. Oh, it's got a blue hue to it. It's really pretty nice, actually. Yay. Okay, let's kind of brush that out. What I'm going to do is move this away from the other projects. Move over here, away from those. And then I'm going to dip, because I've had situations where the wind has literally pulled the paint right off the brush and dropped it on top of my project. Now there's a bad dry spot in the paint because it's an older paint and stain. This is the stuff we used on our bathroom cabinets. And it is fairly cat proof. Okay, I'm getting paint on my palm now. Okay, it is fairly cat proof. If you seal underneath of it, you're going to get a pretty nice effect out of this. Now remember, you're a DIYer, you're not a pro. Okay, you're out here just to do a great job, but you might not know what a great job is. Okay. Woohoo, right? Nice, nice. So these are stained, okay, stained shelves with old dark oak stain in them, right? Really hard to paint over, really hard, and to paint and get a good surface. But with a little Zinsser primer, yeah, you can get a really nice surface out of it. Yeah. The next thing I want to do is I want to get all the green paint off my hands, okay? Or at least so I'm not marking up the purple shelf with the paint. Now we're going to put this one aside. We're going to put this one aside. Back to the Behr Premium Plus Satin. Okay, give it a little bit of a swirl. I got a little bit of a brush hair hanging loose there. Got to dip in the wood. You're going to have imperfections. Long, long, nice, even strokes. If you have an imperfection in the wood, like you have here, fill it with paint and then stroke over it. So this went from an ocean wavy effect to this. Look at the sheen on that. Look at how that's reflecting my face and the shirt, the words on my shirt. Okay, look at how that's shining, right? This is going to be a great paint for the cats. The cats scratching and clawing and jumping on top and jumping off and throwing up on it, right? Okay, this is going to be a great surface for that. You should be able to wipe it clean with a wet rag and some lemon cleaner, some lemon smelling all-purpose cleaner, which I've used since I was 20. What's that, Mr. Clean, right? Okay, so that's the new surface. And there's a fly here, okay? That is amazing, and I like it, and that wasn't super expensive. So I've got 3 surfaces now that are great. I got a blue one, I got a green one, and I got a purple one. This one is streaky, this one is oceany and streaky again. So different effects because of the way I prepared it and how I applied it, okay? So sand a lot, smooth out a lot to get rid of that ocean effect from the roller that you use to apply the Zinsser. If you used a paintbrush to apply the Zinsser, sand in the same direction to get the Zinsser smooth. Don't remove the Zinsser, just get the surface smooth. Remove the dust from your brush, then dip and paint. And you're going to get really awesome effects with this. It's going to look absolutely fantastic every time. And I didn't even apply second and third coats. I mean, wow, look at those. They're just gorgeous. So that is how to prepare surfaces that are already stained, even really old ones, like these 1960s cabinet shelves. If you're going to paint something expensive and really old and stained, you're going to want to put some Zinsser primer on first. Let it sit for 48 hours, not one day, but 2. And then sand, okay? And then wipe. And then, once you're sure that the surface has been roughed up and smoothed out to a dull finish with some fine sandpaper, such as a 320, a 400, or a 600, okay? Then, put your primer away and go after some other kind of paint. So this is a stain, right? That's in a sky blue stain, right? Or you can go after a paint that has a semi-gloss label, but a glossier finish, or a semi-gloss that has a duller finish. So this one's shiny and glossy, and this one is duller. Still semi-gloss, but different sheens. So I hope you enjoyed my little presentation for today. This is Christopher Thunder from the world's dirtiest workshop. Have a great day. Bye-bye.